it works. So there is how you start a fire with a bullet. Hey everybody, thank you for joining me. I was going to do this video silent, but I think this is deserving of some explanation. I've come up here to several times attempt a challenge, starting a fire with a hand drill. I'm not very good at it. If you want someone who is good at it, check out NW Primate. I think that stands for Northwest Primate. He is a bushcrafter, YouTuber, probably one of the best, no, hands down, the best with a bow drill, hand drill, starting fires that way. Anyway, let's crack on. I'll explain what I mean. Just out of breath because I'm out of shape. Whew. I live in Utah, and here we like our guns. A lot of people go out and shooting and find a bad batch of ammunition. Sometimes I'll just discard it on the ground. So I've picked up a few 22 shells, if you can see those, and can use the powder inside to start a fire with a hand drill if I can. Now, like I said, I've come up here and tried this several times and failed. It's not easy at all. Got to find a good location, dry wood, the right kind of wood, softwood, cottonwood, etc. Anyway, there's a critter down here I hear all the time. Never see it, but I hear it. Like I said, I came out here and tried this once before. You can see where I charred it in. I got some smoke, could not get the powder to ignite, and I think that was due to the fact that this board is cottonwood, but my spindle laying right there is a hardwood. I'm not certain what kind it is, but I think it's either an ash or a cherry, and it was not working out. I tried, I couldn't get it. 2 hours worth, and I called it quits and decided to come and try again later. So water is ranked #1 on the survival must-haves, simply because without water you're done in 3 days. And I would argue that it's less than that, quite a bit less than that, because you go a day in the desert without water, you start to get delirious, you start to get fatigued, and your capacity to go and act and to survive diminishes significantly. So water, though important, also can contain Giardia. It's a pathogen. It's a waterborne pathogen that usually comes from sheep. I think it's a parasite. It takes a little while to take hold of your stomach, and once it does, things going in come out just as fast the other side. So being able to boil water is extremely important. So fire, it's easily up in the top 4 or 3 things that you need to survive. The first thing we need to find is a good spindle. This is a cottonwood tree. It's a hardwood technically, but I think it's a very soft hardwood. So I'm gonna try to find a spindle and the fireboard from this cottonwood tree.
2,000 years later.
Alright, I've tried a lot of different sticks now with the hand drill. I'm putting a hole in this log, but I just can't get smoke. That's likely due to the sticks that I'm choosing. This one's quite crooked. I tied a rope on there for the thumb loops, for the cheater method, you know what I'm talking about, so that you can apply pressure. So what I'm going to do is go to a bow drill. That's far more mechanically superior. So I'll start setting that up and we'll get this going. So I took my hand drill and I shortened it down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to plot that in the hole, put my bow on it. My bow I've got just tied up here with a simple lashing, and then down here I've made it so that I can put my thumb in here and pull down to tighten it, just to get a little more traction on the stick. So this is a cotton string. 550 cord is nylon, and it's a very slick material, so it tends to slip on a piece of wood. So cotton is what I'm going with this time. Not as strong, doesn't need to be, but I can get my spindle on there. Just give it a little help with my hand, like that, except I got it upside down. But that will roll a lot better, and then I can use my thumb over here to tighten down. So let's give that a try and see how we do. I think we got this one. Got a piece of maple for my top block here for my spindle. I still got to put a groove in there, but I'm using hardwood for the top because it resists wear better than this piece of cottonwood will. It's an older piece of cottonwood, but I got to put a groove in here and then put a notch in and all that, and then we'll go from there. Battery's dying, we got to replace it though. All right. Let's try that. And a little bit of water on the string might help. Just a bit, just enough to give it a little traction. So I'm gonna pull that down like that. In. Around. The whole arm on the ground. Bearing block up. Foot down. Burn-in time. Get my thumb in there. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. All right. Now we're gonna go back to the powder, the black powder, and I'm gonna cut a line in here. I'm gonna go fairly deep with it. I want the heat to go here, not over the edge. And I hope my shaking and vibrating this thing around don't mess it up. Black powder all over the ground here. Love more. All right, here goes. Added wedging here. So I'm stepping on there. I need support under the end of this, so that can go there. My bird's nest is going to tuck up on here like this. It's small, it's just to represent an idea. And here we go. It works. So there is how you start a fire with a bullet. Took a little doing. We managed to figure it out, see? And that's what survival is all about, is getting out and doing. Using whatever you can find to help you accomplish your goals. But there you go. It is not as easy as it looks, though, my friends. It is not as easy as it looks. But to prove it can be done, let's do it again. And that was simple. That was very simple. It's a hole and a groove. Angle the board toward the spindle. Can be done with a hand, but I'm not that tough. You set up your bow drill, and I find it helps you put the end on the ground down here. Put your top block in, or bearing block, whatever you want to call it. Make sure it's firm. A wide kneeling stance, and use your thumb like I've got over here. You can see that. I pull down and it tightens the rope, so a little extra traction, and I've got the rope slightly wet. Brace your wrist against your shin, just like you would do normally. Start out slow until you get a feel for it. Oops, lost it. Same thing as before. Let me get my thumb in place. There we go. That's really all it takes. As long as you've got something here that's flammable, that powder will catch it. Anyway, like I said, it is not as easy as it looks. With a little practice and perseverance, you can do it. Anyway, many thanks to NW Primitive. This is his channel. Go check him out. He's doing very well. This is where I first saw this little technique. And here in Utah, where I live, you can find spent or old bullet casings out in a lot of places. So if you see one, pick it up. Now, a word of warning: these are bullets. They are encased, a piece of lead encased in a copper jacket or brass jacket. And if you mess around with them and strike the primer or do something silly enough to make them explode, they will explode, and they're quite dangerous. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, that's a very easy way to start a fire, with a bow drill. Anyway, there you go. That's all I got for you. It's been a circus, but thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next adventure. Bye.